When it comes to dividend investing, it is not for someone that is impatient or looking to get rich quick. After all, dividend investing is a process, and processes take time. And the more time you allow the power of compounding to do its work, the better you'll be off. When it comes to building a strong dividend portfolio, it all comes down to having a strong foundation. And in today's video, we are going to look at 3 must-own dividend stocks. Each of these companies pay a safe dividend. Each of these companies pay a growing dividend. Each of these companies have a strong management team, and each of these companies are leaders in their sectors that should continue to grow moving forward. So if you love dividends and building passive income, then show me some love by hitting that like button down below and consider subscribing to the channel. Now that you've done that, let's jump into the video. Hey everyone, Mark Rusin here. I'm a CPA and always looking to spread financial literacy and build the next generation of investors. However, everything discussed in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Before we begin today's video, here's a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. The Motley Fool has a ton of great products and information for investors of all skill sets. Plus, they have various products giving out stock recommendations on a regular basis. In fact, if you go to fool.com/Mark, you could receive their top 10 stocks to buy right now. With that being said, let's jump into our 3 foundational dividend stocks. Again, these aren't the fastest growing or the highest yielding dividend stocks. We are looking at quality and safety. That's what you want when you are building a strong foundation. The first must-own dividend stock is Johnson & Johnson, stock ticker J&J. Johnson & Johnson currently has a market cap of $441 billion. They have revenues over $90 billion with very high gross margins above 67%. One of the things that we look for when it comes to foundational positions is the consistency that you can see. Not revenues that jump way up and then fall way down. You want that consistency that goes through patchiness regardless of the economic backdrop. And that's exactly what Johnson & Johnson does. You can see on this chart here how the revenues over the past decade have moved higher and higher as they approach $100 billion in annual sales. Over the past 12 months, shares of J&J have increased over 2%, far outpacing the S&P 500. However, that figure was much higher at the start of the new year, as shares have fallen over 5% in January alone. J&J operates in 3 major segments. You have the consumer health segment, the pharmaceutical segment, and the medtech segment, or medical devices. Many of you are very familiar with the consumer health segment, as many of those products are probably found in your home and found on homes across the globe. Some of these products include Tylenol, Motrin, Zyrtec, Benadryl, Band-Aid, Listerine, Rogaine, Aveeno, Johnson's Baby, Neutrogena, and many more. This segment of the business is actually scheduled to spin off into its own business called Kenvue at the end of this year. The consumer health segment has been the consistent rock for the company to lean on, whereas the pharmaceutical and medtech segments are much faster growing, but could have more ebbs and flows depending on the economic cycle we're in. So this will be a huge change for Johnson & Johnson coming up as they break away the consumer health business, and I see it playing out very similar to that of Abbott Labs and AbbVie, which spun out roughly 10 years ago. In terms of the dividend, Johnson & Johnson pays a very safe dividend of $4.52 per share, which equates to a dividend yield of 2.6%, making it a moderate dividend payer. The company has increased their dividend for 60 consecutive years, making them a dividend king, and they have a 5-year dividend growth rate of 6.1%. Johnson & Johnson has actually paid a dividend since 1944, almost 80 years. As we saw the pullback in the shares of Johnson & Johnson, they are once again looking a bit intriguing, given the fact that if we do fall into a recession like many expect, the healthcare sector is usually a place investors look to go for safety. Shares of Johnson & Johnson currently trade at a forward price to earnings multiple of 16.3 times. The company has a 5-year average closer to 17.3. Johnson & Johnson has a AAA credit rating, making it one of the safest investments on earth. And the company reports earnings this week on Tuesday, so this will be the day after this video is released. So definitely be paying attention to see if we get a pullback in shares, making them even more intriguing. The second must-own dividend stock on our list today is Microsoft Corporation, stock ticker MSFT. Microsoft currently has a market cap of $1.8 trillion. Revenues continue to climb, and gross margins are actually fairly similar to that of Johnson & Johnson, as they sit at 68%. The company also has a great management team that continues to look for ways to innovate and grow. Many of you that are at least in the business world or using computers are probably most likely familiar with many Microsoft products. They operate in the technology sector, but are arguably one of the most well-diversified of all the big tech companies. They have products such as Microsoft Office, which include the likes of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and PowerPoint. They also have the Microsoft Windows operating system. Their cloud business, Azure, is one of the largest in the world, continuing to take market share. They also have cybersecurity products, gaming with their Xbox console. And speaking of gaming, this is a huge opportunity for the business moving forward. Looking at the chart on your screen, this is the growth and projection for the gaming industry as a whole, which is expected to reach total revenues of nearly $285 billion. Growing at an annual clip of 6.5% between the years of 2023 and 2027. Microsoft has a popular product with Xbox and the game titles they have that come with it, but they are looking to expand on that with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which is currently under legal review and running into some legal blocks. Activision owns the rights to the popular game Call of Duty. Even without Activision, which will be a solid boost if the deal does go through, but here you can see how revenues have been growing at a fast pace and continue to climb, surpassing $200 billion recently. It is great and all when companies grow their revenue, but if they're not efficient with it, it can lead to nowhere. And one metric I like to track closely, dividend paying stock or not, is free cash flow. As you can see here, free cash flow has been climbing and is now over $60 billion. So that is a great sign, as that is exactly where the dividend is paid from. Speaking of the dividend, Microsoft is not known as much for their dividend. I view it more as icing on the cake. You can get a great growth stock with a little extra in terms of the dividend, which is currently paying $2.72 per share, which equates to a yield of just 1.1%. Low yield, yes, but they have also been growing that dividend at a clip of more than 10% per year over the past 5 years. We must remember that a dividend yield has an inverse relationship to the stock price. As we know, Microsoft has been growing over those past 5 years at a very strong pace, outpacing the growth of that dividend. So that yield is just going to continue to get lower, even though they are increasing at a rate of 10% per year. So with that, though, you are getting some nice dividend growth. Speaking of that, the company has increased their dividend for 20 consecutive years, closing in on that dividend aristocrat status. Looking at valuation, tech companies have been absolutely crushed, and Microsoft is no different, with the stock down nearly 20% over the past 12 months. With shares currently trading at 25 times earnings, which is still high compared to the stock market, but over the past 5 years, Microsoft shares have traded closer to 30 times earnings. Like J&J, Microsoft is also a rare AAA rated company, which speaks volumes as to the health and safety of this business. I can see investors wanting to nibble a little bit here with shares of Microsoft, but do know they are also a company that is reporting this week. And there's been a lot of volatility, and I think the stock market could go a little lower. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on shares of Microsoft, because if we do get a pullback, that could be an even better place to start that dollar cost average system. Before we jump into our third dividend stock, let me tell you about a great promotion over at Webull. Right now, if you open a Webull account and deposit just $100, they will give you up to 12 free stocks valued up to over $30,000. Just opening an account and depositing $100. You can see the link down in the description below. Now to our third must-own dividend stock, which is Home Depot, stock ticker HD. Home Depot is one of my favorite dividend growth stocks to invest in, and I have owned shares of Home Depot for a number of years, but actually sold them at the end of 2022. That proved to be a great move, but I'm also chomping at the bit to get back into this amazing company. Home Depot currently has a market cap of $321 billion. Revenues are over $150 billion, and margins sit at 33.5%. Home Depot is the leader in the home improvement sector, and again, another company that has been the gold standard when it comes to consistency and efficiency. The two major players in the home improvement sector are Home Depot and Lowe's, but they can be very different in many ways. Home Depot is more geared towards the professional, whereas Lowe's is more geared toward the DIY customer. And both of them, regardless, have seen pressures due to the overarching real estate market, which has been through a rough patch. We have seen the consumer health come down as many first-time buyers, per se, have seen their savings rates vanish in the past year. We've also seen headwinds from rising interest rates and prices still being too high. However, Home Depot has been another company that has consistently been able to grow their business and their revenues. That growth has led to strong dividend growth. And over the past 5 years, the company has increased their dividend at an average annual rate of 16.4% per year, which is the fastest growing on our list today. The current dividend is $7.60 per share, which equates to a dividend yield of 2.3%. The company has increased their dividend for 13 consecutive years and counting. HD shares were well below 20% back in October, but have since rallied with the greater stock market and now find themselves down roughly 10% over the past 12 months. Let's next take a look at valuation. Home Depot shares currently trade at a flat $315 per share, which equates to a forward price to earnings multiple of 18.5 times. Looking at this fast graphs chart here, you can see that over the past 5 years, the company has traded closer to 22.8 times. Home Depot has an A credit rating, which may seem like chump change compared to the other two AAA rated companies that we just looked at, but an A credit rating is phenomenal nonetheless. All three of these companies are not only leaders in their space, but they continue to find ways to grow their business, to innovate, and to meet customer demands. As we have gone through each of these companies, you can see the quality, the blue chip quality. They have strong management teams, strong balance sheets, strong free cash flows, and they continue to not only pay a dividend, but grow their dividend. I consider all three of these stocks foundational positions. In the comments section down below, let me know which of these three stocks you consider a foundational dividend stock. Also, if you haven't done yet, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you are notified anytime we drop a new video. And with that being said, we'll see you next time. Take care.